At just a little over 40 pounds, deputies say Javea was wearing pink Minnie Mouse pajamas and Crocs when she vanished.
Different neighbors around in the same apartment complex went and got this baby, fed her, bathed her, put her on new clothes, and sent her back home. So it wasn't just me. It was different people in the neighborhood that noticed the same exact thing.
We're going to Aiken, South Carolina, where it appears a 4-year-old girl is missing. And it's weird, and some people are iffy about it because the last time she was seen, stated by the mother, was playing near the chicken coop.
A 4-year-old girl who disappeared out of Aiken County has ties to the upstate. Deputies say Javea Harris disappeared on Tuesday.
And tonight, Arshel Ramin is speaking with a woman who used to be the little girl's neighbor in Union County.
Well, Sydney, this neighbor used to live in the exact same apartment complex as Javea and her family. She says the neighborhood would take turns checking in on this little girl and her well-being. Despite all of that manpower deputies have on the ground in Aiken County, she says something in her heart is not sitting well back here in the upstate.
She's real sweet and she real timid. Like, if she don't know you, she's not gonna just walk up to you or nothing like that.
A sweet 4-year-old little girl has sparked national headlines as her disappearance out of Aiken County has now reached more than 2 days.
As a parent and a grandparent of young children, this investigation hits close to home. We know that this family is living a nightmare, and we are doing everything we can to bring Javea home.
The Aiken County Sheriff saying about 200 specialized law enforcement officers have now completed their main grid search, an effort of more than 3,000 acres.
We've been supported in that by helicopters, drones, and dogs. The FBI is on scene assisting with analytical data, and they have trained personnel on the ground who specializes in investigating missing children cases.
We're on the phone with Miss Young.
Now, let me say something. You know, I'm not going to stop it too much, but it just goes to show you that you can say a lot of things about the country, however you want to say, but when a child is in danger, we all come together, or we all should come together. No matter how you're feeling, there was a missing 4-year-old child. We have to do whatever we can to find them and make sure they can come back safely. And then we need to make sure that they never go missing again. We got to investigate why they went missing. We got to do the full dive. But let's keep going into this.
A woman who knew the family after living nearby at an apartment complex in Union.
When they moved away, everybody's number one concern was, where is she taking this baby? Where is they going?
Authorities say the 4-year-old's mother reported her missing Tuesday night, last seen near a chicken coop, a detail not sitting right with neighbors we spoke with.
When they say that the baby left out their yard, that's unbelievable, because anytime her mama left her in the house for days, all the time for hours.
While the sheriff's office describes Javea as talkative and friendly, Miss Young says she didn't like to wander, but to stay in her comfort zone.
She real sweet. She will not cross the road. She won't walk by herself. Nothing. She like to hold people's hands when she walks. Even when she walks to the refrigerator, she still want to hold your hand.
At just a little over 40 pounds, deputies say Javea was wearing pink Minnie Mouse pajamas and Crocs when she vanished.
Different neighbors around in the same apartment complex went and got this baby, fed her, bathed her, put her on new clothes, and sent her back home. So it wasn't just me. It was different people in the neighborhood that noticed the same exact thing.
So what she's telling us is that the mother was no good. At least that's, if we just call it how it is, sounds like the mother was no good. And so if she likes to stay in her comfort zone, does that mean that it's not a missing kids case? It's more like a kidnapping case or a child abuse gone wrong case? Oh, this is a tragic scene. Let's keep going into this.
Now, the Aiken County Sheriff says the greatest thing to do for this family right now is to continue to pray. They have digital billboards up of little Javea, and there is a tip line set up for anyone with information about her disappearance, which you can see right there on your screen.
Now let's get over into the most recent video because it is day 3 that she has been missing. Let's get into it.
It's continuing to follow that breaking news here. Crews are getting set to begin their third full day of searching for 4-year-old Javea Harris. She's been missing since about 8 o'clock Tuesday night. Search crews have been looking for her since. They wrapped up their second full day of searching last night. Your Brett Buffington gives us a rundown of what happened yesterday.
As the sun rises this morning, the expansive search for Javea Harris will near its 60th hour. The 4-year-old little girl last seen by her mother on Tuesday night in the yard of their home.
4-year-old pediatric missing.
From there, Javea Harris has seemingly vanished.
Well, this is still a search effort.
Aiken County's sheriff, for the first time since this search started, answering questions on Tuesday afternoon, among those sharing that they still believe this search is centered here in the county countryside.
Obviously, we have FBI and SLED and some of our investigators following up on other questions and other leads, but we have nothing right now that takes us away from a search in this area.
So far, a force nearly 200 searchers strong has meticulously made their way across 3,000 acres. Those searchers from a list of law enforcement agencies, including federal agents from the FBI, specifically trained in searching for missing children.
Most everybody out here searching has children. Some have grandchildren. And whether they do or they don't, our job is to protect the citizens of this county.
Back in 2022, outside of Savannah, the chief of the Chatham County Police Department led the search for missing 5-year-old Quentin Simon.
Everyone that's associated with these type of cases, it can be very emotionally taxing, and certainly for the family. So my heart and prayers go out to them.
The chief talking with us, giving perspective on the conversations that happen inside these mobile command centers and answering the question, with the time that has passed, where does this investigation turn to now?
Obviously, after a 48-hour time frame, and you've exhausted a lot of time, energy, and effort on the possibilities of where little Javea may be, you certainly, have to be honest with yourself and realize that, perhaps there's other things that may be at play here.
This loving, friendly, smiling little girl, now the center of this promise made by the sheriff.
We're not giving up till we have answers, until we bring Javea home.
As this search, in heat that feels like triple digits, now enters day 3.
Wow. Now he's 100% right. You want to keep looking for her, of course, but you have to be realistic. We have to. There's a possibility that she is gone already, or if she's not gone, she was taken. So you got to look at those other avenues, just things that you don't want to think about what happened, but we got to go through every single step to check every stone and make sure nothing is left unturned. But let's get over into the AI breakdown just to see what else we missed in this whole case. It's tragic. Hopefully, I'm always going to be praying that she's found alive and safe, but hopefully she is found. That's the goal. So let's get over into this AI breakdown to see what else it tells us. So as we know, the 4-year-old missing girl in Aiken, South Carolina, Miss Harris, who disappeared from her family home at 8:15 p.m. Tuesday, June 30th. The active search, led by the sheriff's office, is currently ongoing and has utilized 200 first responders, drones, and helicopters as the search continues. Specific details of the case have emerged that we need to know. So we got her, she is 3 foot 6 inches tall and weighs roughly 40 to 42 pounds. She was last seen wearing a pink Minnie Mouse pajamas, pink Crocs, and pink beads in her braided hair. Crews have canvassed and searched over 3,000 acres on foot and by air. The FBI and the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division have joined local authorities to assist with the analytical data and specialized missing children protocols. An Amber Alert has not been issued because the circumstances do not currently meet the mandatory criteria set by SLED. There is no initial evidence of an abductor by a stranger. Authorities are currently not accepting civilian volunteers in the search area to prevent untrained individuals from accidentally contaminating evidence. Instead, residents are asked to thoroughly search their own private properties, check sheds, vehicles, and submit any home surveillance footage recorded between June 15th and June 30th. Now, I did want to see if was there any more details that they didn't mention. So we know that the family talked about the chicken coop. So she was last seen by her mother around 8 p.m. on Tuesday, June 30th, playing outside near the family chicken coop. 4 years old? I mean, maybe. I don't know. 4 years old seems a little young to be outside by herself at 8 o'clock, but maybe they're in a different area where, but I just don't understand that. So her mother noticed she was gone, and then shortly after, she dialed 911 at 8:45. So her father told investigators that he was at the local laundromat during the disappearance and arrived home around 9 o'clock to find police vehicles and drones already blocking the road. So we know that the father revealed that his girlfriend went into labor and gave birth to a new baby that very same night, July 1, compounding the emergency as the search began. Wow, that's crazy. Authorities emphasized that she loved to chase chickens. Property owners are asked to check areas where chickens, birds, or small animals congregate. Though early social media posts and minor police bulletins mistakenly labeled her as autistic or nonverbal, and her father have officially corrected this, her family describes her as highly intelligent, very talkative, and exceptionally friendly to strangers. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is with that last part? Exceptionally friendly to strangers? I mean, I guess you haven't drilled it into her about 4 years old, but you got to nip that in the bud right away. At least that was my growing up. We had, if someone tries to pick you up who you don't know, and I don't tell you before, don't go. That's what my mom used to always say. But her father told local authorities that she is not a child who typically wanders off. He noted that he had recently warned detectives about unknown individuals snooping around their house and the days leading up to her disappearance. Whoa, I see it's kidnapping. So the sheriff maintains that the current evidence indicates that she wandered away on her own, meaning that it is still not classified as a rescue and a search area. It is still classified as a rescue and a search. However, investigators noted that they have encountered unspecified discrepancies while canvassing neighbors and are actively running vehicle checkpoints along the road to interview drivers. Wow. So there's a possibility she was taken. And the fact that they mentioned that she's overly friendly to strangers, it just doesn't sit right with me. What happened to the time when we taught our children to be wary of strangers? It could be possible that she's 4 years old and she doesn't understand that, which of course is likely. But I think as soon as they're able to talk, you got to drill that into them. That you do not talk to strangers. You do not, if some of the strangers tell you to go with them, you never follow, and you run away immediately. And if they try to grab you, you kick and scream as loud as you can. But maybe she was just too young to even think about that, and she was just, I hope it's not the case where the parents just never explained to her, which I highly doubt. But with how parents are, you never know how some parents are. But this is a crazy situation, y'all. Let me know your thoughts, and let me know if you disagree with anything I said. We will keep up with this case to find out what happens, and as soon as I know something, I will make a video so we can all talk about it. It's a tragic situation, but hopefully it comes out on the good end where we find her. But we got to be realistic.